Hey there, Dan Berger here, and today we're going to talk about some of our reporting features. So let's go over to our FitSpot. So now that we're here in the fitDEGREE dashboard, we're going to go over to the left-hand side of the screen and click on the drop-down box. Once in, we're going to scroll down to Report, drop that down, and click on Instructor Earnings. Now in here, we can see all of our instructors, how many classes they've taught, how many people have checked into those classes, and what we owe them for the work they've done. Now let me click on Maddie Owen here. When clicking on Maddie Owen, I can see every class she's taught, the date that she's taught it, and how much she is set to be paid for teaching that class. Additionally, I can see exactly how many people have checked in. Now, what we see here is base pay and bonus pay. Base and bonus pay will be determined by pay scales. And as you can see up here, Maddie Owen has a pay scale applied to her account. Let's not worry about that for right now. I'll go over pay scales in another video, but just so that you understand, a pay scale is a series of rules that you can apply to either an instructor or a group of classes that will let the system know how to calculate what to pay that instructor. However, we will talk about that in another video. For right now, I just want to show you the instructor earnings feature that we have as it is. If I were to go back out, again, this is also for the date range that we have selected right here. I can change this date range to see more information on the classes that Maddie has taught. And again, if we go back out, I can now see the same information for everybody in my system. Next, let's check out some statistics. So back over here underneath Report, I'm going to click on Statistics. Now, the first statistic I'd like to show to you today is our user statistics. When I click in here, we're going to see how most of our statistics are set up on this card system. Now, each of these cards are automatically going to populate data for 1 month in the past from the date that we're on today. However, I can select from a couple of different options, including even custom date range. These cards will show by a certain category. For example, this one is gender, and then a number of options, how those options are displayed on this pie chart and in what colors. For example, I can see here that the males that have used my FitSpot use the app in the past month, the non-binary individuals who have used the app in the past month, as well as the females who have used the app in the past month. By clicking onto any one of these, I can dive a little bit deeper. And for here, I'll simply just see that, it was 18 uses by 8 unique females. On other statistics, I'll see a little bit more information. In this user section, we have 3 cards: gender, age, and ethnicity. And all of this information is exportable into a CSV file. So now let's check out our class statistics, which get a little bit more in depth. We're still using this card system here. However, we have quite a few more options. Let's take, for example, classes taught or classes attended on this card, the class card. I can see that I've had more yoga classes attended than any other class on here. If I want to just compare, let's say, my yoga classes and my insanity classes, I would click on body pump and my others to get a visual representation of how these two stack up against one another. Now, if I'd also like to see more details, I could click on yoga and I could see the breakdown of who has attended my class. What I mean by that is I know 17 attendances are made up by 6 unique people. 3 unique females attended 10 times and 2 unique males attended 5 times. Additionally, I can see the same information for every card, and by hitting more details, I can see a statistical breakdown for the attendance by instructor, by class, by difficulty, whatever it is that I'm looking at here in my class statistics. So now lastly, let's take a look at our revenue statistics. I'm going to click in here, and default, I'm going to see a 1-month date range spanning back from today. That can be adjusted entirely as you see fit. So let's make our way across the top of the screen now. First, I'm going to see my gross profit from within this time frame, the average transaction and how many transactions there were, as well as how many auto pay transactions I have being applied. Now let's come back to gross profit and look at the details a little bit. This is going to show me a breakdown of how much money came from card, cash, total, how much money went out for refunds, and how much money was spent in service fees. Then if I come down here to the total of both, this bottom right-hand corner, this number should be exactly identical to the number we see out here. which it is. Now, let's come down to this information and this pie chart that we see. We have a nice color coding system over here on the left that's going to indicate how much of our revenue, what percentage, visually speaking, of our revenue, each of these revenue streams makes up. For example, we can see that ClassPass is our highest grossing revenue stream, and these are organized from highest grossing to least grossing. So this is bringing in about $3,500 a month, which we can see the visual representation of that over here on our pie chart. Now, what's awesome about these statistics is fitDEGREE is going to help you out with your marketing now. And we're going to do that by finding your highest revenue producing demographics. Who is spending the most money in your studio? So what fitDEGREE does is we're looking at revenue, total revenue now. fitDEGREE says out of all the money I've made in this past date range, who spent the most of it? We can see that 26% of our income came from white 25 to 34-year-old females. And the second highest group of our income came from white 25 to 34-year-old males, followed by the third highest spenders in our studio, or 10% of our income came from 25 to 34-year-old African-American females. Now, let's say I just want to see information on just my class passes. When I click in, I'll see again, ranked from highest grossing to least highest, a new set of color codings, and I also see the different class passes that I offer. So of my class passes, I now have a new set of highest revenue producing demographics. And now I see that 47% of my revenue from class passes came from white 25 to 34-year-old females. So I really know who to target, who are my big spenders, or maybe who's not spending as much, and how do I get them to spend a little bit more on class passes? Why aren't these people buying class passes? What's going on? Anyway, if I want to take it one step further, let's say I just want to see information, what's going on with this specific class pass, the fall special, 90 days for $150. By clicking into that, I can see every date that a fall special 90-day for $150 class pass was purchased, who purchased it, and how much they spent. Now, of course, the cost is in the name here, so that's a little redundant for us, but otherwise, I could see exactly how much they spent on this membership. Maybe they paid less because it was a one-time deal or a new member special. Doesn't matter. Additionally, from here, I can click in and see every user's profile. So I can maybe see how long do they have until this membership expires, or do they have any outstanding bills? But that's something we'll cover in a different video. Once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I look forward to speaking with you in the next video. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. You can reach me at dan.berger@fitdegree.com. That's my email address. dan.berger@fitdegree.com. Have a good one.